Let me turn the TV on the computer enough.
5 seconds later, the alarm's going off.
Yeah. I get in bed 12:45, alarm going off 5:30.
So you roll into bed, roll right back out again.
You know? Might as well just stay at fucking work. I'm not coming.
All right, Mike.
Alright, boys.
I will see you on Monday.
Gonna do a barbecue next weekend?
Ooh,
I don't know. You want to do
New
one?
Year's Eve?
yeah.
Fine. Ooh, yeah. So I forgot to fuck it. Bring it down Monday.
What?
The packing. I'm gonna carry it now. I'll be on my ass. Yeah.
Let me take it downstairs anyway, because Domino's here.
Yeah. Well, Domino's too busy stalking the new guy.
This will be in pieces in the morning.
I see you've got a regular collection of stuff here.
He's trying to get down here. Packing and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all that packing paper. Oh, boy. Okay, Mike.
Alright.
I'll see you Monday then, yeah?
Yeah.
Have a good Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Huh?
So smoke them all at one time.
Oh, don't worry. I'll make them last a little while. Put on my other coat.
'78th Street, I think we gotta go to.
It's right next to 77th Street.
I think they have the address. It's not hard, just follow the sawmill down to the and Hudson, just follow it all the way down to 12th Avenue and just not like I'm never down there. I think that's what they said, or 77th or 78th Street East, whatever. Not too chilly out.
Yeah, not that bad.
Enough to make the ice icy.
Yeah.
They're getting like that in the parking lot, diner.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'll throw some salt out there. Although I imagine they're closed by now.
Oh, yeah.
Santa Claus is out there squeezing down chimneys.
They got a good TV commercial for Call of Duty 6 for Xbox. And you see some guy sitting in his reclining chair and the door rings. And all they show is Santa's feet and the backdrop's ho, ho, ho. And then he picks him up, so he starts slapping him. Oh, so you think you're better than me, huh? And you think you're getting a better gift than Santa. There are a couple of good ones out there. Mike sent me the video of Santa sitting on the can there.
Oh yeah, the Pope or Poopery, whatever the fuck it is.
So next time you drop a U-log down our chimney. Oh God. What? Another one? Go to bed.
The ghost of Christmas ass.
That was bad. Look, I eat all the milk and cookies one night a year, okay? Stuff goes right through me. Yeah. Well, there should be hardly nobody on the road.
Yeah.
God, at this freaking hour. So closed on Monday. When do you open back up?
Tuesday.
It's for a day or two.
And New Year's Eve.
Oh, look, Christmas lights.
Where? Yeah, I know.
Was that up before?
Yeah, that was up.
I didn't notice that.
Saw it on the way up. Yeah.
I mean, if this place is up and running, I would feel a little, you know, all right, take them Christmas lights down. I don't feel very merry. I'm locked up in here.
Yeah.
God, traffic was hell on the way back from Massachusetts. And I mean hell. My God, bumper to bumper, coming and going. Everybody's either out holiday traveling or it was just holiday shopping or whatnot. Oh, and yes, accidents in the mall parking lots. I almost got clipped 3 times in one parking lot. They just pull out, they don't bother looking, race you to the parking spot. I'm parking all the way at the end. People turning around in the one-way lane. They're giving you the horn and the finger. All in one parking lot.
Typical Christmas time shoppers going about their business.
Well, do you think they'll bring back The Walking Dead to get the ratings back, or what?
Probably they're gonna have to do something.
This is actually what somebody showed me online.
Oh yeah.
Is these are the 3 things that somebody was showing me. None too happy about Glenn. None too happy about Sergeant Abraham. And then Negan motherfucker needs to go. That's what everybody's saying.
They're saying that they're getting too preachy. Basically, too many shows where they're just sitting around talking about shit, you know, endlessly blabbing on about this and that and the other fucking thing, and not enough action. The whole Negan thing, which, you know, may be fine for the comic book that the show is based on, but there are 2 different types of people that you got your comic book readers. Yeah, and then you got your show watchers who don't give a fuck about the comic book or even know it exists. So you have to entertain them, and they're watching because they want to see zombies. That's what they want to see. How
that's what's the next big thing. There's not enough zombies.
Yes.
There are a couple here.
The part in the lake. That's what they want to see. That's what they want to see. How they're surviving in the world of the dead, not a world where they're battling the living, which is ridiculous. Because there's not enough, you know, living people around to have any competition for the remaining supplies. There's enough supplies out there for 100 times per person. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you're basing your entire show on a group that's out to steal resources. The resources are all there for the taking. Anybody can have the resources. There's plenty of them, more than anybody could possibly use.
Yeah, they said they're pissed off because they're fighting the living. That's one big, not enough zombies.
Yeah.
Then, of course, they're writing to producers saying, quit killing people off. And then their response is, well, you know, somebody has to get sacrificed. And it's like, no, you don't always have to start killing people off.
That's right, you don't.
You know, that's what they really, so the producers, I think, know without them saying it, that they fucked up here.
Yeah.
They fucked up, and then the ratings are now, it's reflecting on the ratings.
Yeah.
Everybody's angry, and then now the crowd, the audience is telling them what to do and how to fix this and how to move on with this.
Yeah.
And they're saying, everybody, like I originally said, when it ended, you didn't know who was going to get killed. You got to wait 5 years to find out who was going to get killed. It came out to be it was 2 people. I said, everybody go ban up. All these little, what do you call these little towns, whatever. Everybody man up. And take these motherfuckers out. That's what I originally said. That's what's going to make everybody happy. I remember saying that. And now it looks like it might actually happen. That's what everybody wants. Everybody ban up and just get rid of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the next big thing is who's going to kill Negan and how is he going to die.
And the whole thing about making the bullet and all that shit. I mean, give me a fucking break.
One.
You know, you have any idea how much ammunition the U.S. military has on hand? Stored away in depots going all the way back to the First World War, for Christ's sake.
Why didn't we have a nice full clip here? You know?
Yeah.
And just do it. And then, of course, these are experienced, hardened killers.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, the initial thing when the dead started walking, there was mass panic and shooting everything. That lasted a blip of time. Not nearly enough time to use up all the munitions out there. You know, it's ridiculous to think you're going to have problems finding canned food, clothing, guns, ammunition, and any of the military ordnance that you want. It's scattered around all over the place. Just pick it up and use it.
Even on the walkers, in some cases, which they occasionally do.
Yes, like the time with the rocket launcher Abraham found on the bridge. I mean, that stuff is everywhere. Every damn roadblock, you're going to find weapons and ammo lying around. So that's stupid to think you have to waste any time at all wondering where you're going to find ammo from. That you can realistically show them just finding huge caches of ammo here and there. Because that's exactly what anybody would be doing in that situation. You're not talking about a full population of people here. It's a tiny little bit of people left. That's
dying
it.
off, yeah. And what little there is, everybody's always dying.
Population is like 2%. You know, it's at least that far down, and so you might, you know, you can spend the show showing them battling zombies to get to supplies. That's a possibility. They've done that in the past. That's always interesting how they do it and figure out ways to get around it. But the idea there's a group out there that's just hoarding supplies because they're in such short supply. I mean, come on. That's, if you're going to create a world that you want, you know, you base your show in, then, you know, be right within that world, you know. This is a world where supplies are not going to be a problem. Guns, ammo, that's not going to be a problem. Zombies are the problem. There are dead things walking around trying to eat you. That's the problem. And there's millions and millions and millions of them. There's hundreds of millions of them. And no group like Negan's would possibly survive. All it takes is one person in your secure perimeter passing away quietly with nobody noticing.
Disease, like
disease, a heart attack, a stroke, anything like that. Anything. And boom, that's it. Middle of the night, they're up, they bite 5 people, infect them, tear them. Those people wake up, bite, you know, and it spreads. As happened in the prison there briefly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one kid died of a fever or something.
Exactly. That's exactly why groups do not work. Unless they're like they are in the Alexandria community where they're spread around in houses, everybody in their own houses and shit. So if one, you know, at most a zombie might infect one group in a house, not everybody. You wake up in the morning and you see the mess in the street, you deal with it. Or in the prison where they're in cells, you know, they can lock themselves in. But obviously, the Negan community, they're all in big fucking groups in large buildings. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they cut that guy's gut open. He had that coming. That was kind of good.
Yep.
Yeah, the next one that needs to go is that motherfucker in the old house, the old building there, the museum. What, Gregory, is that his name?
Yeah.
Him, he needs to go.
He's just an old drunk. That's all.
He's of no use. Hey.
We still have to watch the other one too.
Which one?
The Fear of the Walking Dead.
Oh, that's right.
We haven't seen any single one of the whole season.
What was the ending? They all left that Mexican compound?
We only saw the first season so far, and they were
the ending, I mean,
leaving the burning Mexican compound.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah, they all left and went their
Yeah.
separate ways, right?
No, they were together, mostly.
Mostly.
The ones that lived, anyway. Seems they wrote out the old guy's character, which is too bad.
Oh yeah, he was down there in the wine cellar waiting for
Yeah.
the fucked up mother.
Yeah, he was the torturer.
What was the original episode called? The Collapse of LA. That was the.
I don't know what they called the individual episodes, but Fear of the Walking Dead is what they called it. Which is something similar that they should have done with the original series too.
Well, they didn't know how good the ratings were, where it was going to go, and then they also say they wish they had more flashbacks, but they didn't.
Because they
know.
really didn't cover the actual outbreak of how it all started, where it started, you know, how fast it spread. We just pick up where Rick wakes up in a hospital room, and that's it. Which is, they stole that, by the way. Completely stole that from 28 Days Later.
Well, what was the one with more brains? What was that one called? That was.
No, that was a spoof of the original original Dawn of the Dead, or Night of the Living Dead. No, 28 Days Later was
Dawn of the Dead was the that was more brains. Or was
No,
that...
Dawn of the Dead was the sequel to Night of the Living
Night
Dead.
of the Living Dead.
That wasn't More Brains. No, More Brains was the spoof in the 80s.
Yeah.
They did like 12 of those. I forget how many. You know, a lot of them.
Yeah, see, in that series, Terry wouldn't have nothing to worry about.
But 28 Days Later, it was exactly the same thing. Kid wakes up in a hospital room. He's all alone. There's nobody there. He doesn't know what's going on. You know, and that was not a movie about zombies. That was infected.
Come on.
Elderly, probably, or something.
You have too much to drink?
It's very possible. So it's exactly the same thing. Just like Rick now, this is some kid, he was a bike messenger, got hit by a car or whatever, wakes up from a coma, finds himself in a world gone crazy, just like Rick did. Everybody's worst nightmare. You know, that's basically what it is. You go to sleep one night, everything's normal, perfect, wonderful. They did the same thing in the remake of Dawn of the Dead in 2006.
Oh, with the Crossroads Mall?
Yes, where she and her husband are sleeping in, they wake up and they don't realize the whole world's in chaos. Yeah, that's everybody's worst nightmare. You go to bed, it's your normal world, same one you know every day, and you wake up, it's a fucking nightmare. You know, the whole world is insane, changed, is God knows what's going on. You're in the middle of a nuclear war, who knows what, but you know, it's bad. Somebody older, that's all.
Look, I'm not a reckless speedo, but God's sakes, come on, you know?
And it's basically something anybody can relate to, is that what would you do in that situation? While you've been fucking off sleeping, you know, this and this and that happened. Now what are you gonna do? 28 days later, it was, yeah, while you were sleeping, we all left and ran away and left behind the crazies for you to deal with. Have fun. Oh, by the way, don't go out at night. And then walk into the same thing. Wait a minute. I was in a car chase, and now where is everybody? What's all that? Oh dear, is that a body? You know. Matter of fact, Rick's first encounter was that when the door starts to open, and he sees the fingers, and then he bugged out, ran down the staircase, out to the parking lot, and there's nothing but bodies out there wrapped up. So he knows the fucking world's fucked. He sees a military helicopter in the parking lot.
Abandoned.
Yeah, now right there, I would have looted the shit out of everything right there. And for one thing, there's 3 or 4 Humvees sitting around. Why don't you take one? Why do you pick up a fucking bicycle? You're a cop. You don't know how to drive a fucking Humvee? You know?
I don't remember that you took a bike. I don't remember that.
Yeah, a bicycle. He found it lying on the side of the road. He picked it up, started pedaling. He walks right past 3 or 4 Humvees next to the helicopter. trucks and other things.
And you know how hard it is to start up a Humvee?
Yeah, instantly.
Flip the switch.
That's right.
That's it. You flip the switch, or actually you turn it. Turn the switch.
Yeah.
You actually have to get signed off on that. Okay, turn the switch. You know.
Yeah.
Glow plugs. You know. For the light to come on.
And you know there's going to be some form of weapon lying scattered around there someplace. They were overrun. You know. Going to be M4s and a few pistols and probably a few things in the Humvees and the helicopter. If nothing else, there's a door gun on the fucking helicopter. I'll take the fucking M60. At least I got something.
Of course, you got to be going that way.
Police?
Well, this guy's not driving 2 miles an hour like the other one was.
There's a surprising amount of traffic on the road.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I'm wondering how much of this is last-minute shoppers
no,
desperate to find a 24-hour deli that's still open. They could buy some prepackaged lunch meat or something and fucking give it as gifts.
But the only thing that might be an occasional gas station, McDonald's, and that's it.
Yeah, well, we passed the gas station up there on 20. They were open on 312 and 311 and 22. Mom, look what Daddy got me. A 2-liter bottle of cola, a big bag of cheese puffs, and a Playboy magazine.
Two presents under the and they weren't in the shape of a laptop or a liquor bottle. Huh?
Yeah. I know it's not full of gold dust or diamond rings or something. Whining, crying, whining. Give me some money, fuck.
Well, what did she get him?
I have no idea. I didn't ask. Aggravation, probably. Oh, I forgot to ask Mike if he found that Stephen King series or not.
Yeah, do you like that guy getting the nuke there and delivering it to Las Vegas? How hard was it to do this?
That was actually what he did to be a lot more difficult.
Oh, really?
Well, he supposedly took a MIRV off a fucking missile, which would be very difficult. But you know, there are nuclear weapons that are much smaller and easier to find. You'd have to know how to set them off, though, which is a lot more difficult.
Yeah, the little ATV with a little cart in the back of it.
And you'd never get far enough away to avoid getting blasted yourself, so you might as well forget about that. But there's plenty of other, like, shoulder-fired weapons you could use, and frankly, it would be easier to learn how to use a tank than it would be to set off a nuke. Nukes are highly technical. They're made to be remote, detonated with codes and everything like that. Remote armed. You can't just walk up, turn a key, and click. There you go. I mean, there may be such suitcase nuke. Demolit. What do they call those fucking things? Tactical nuclear weapons to use in the field and shit. But you'd have a hell of a time finding them. But it's not hard to find a tank or an artillery piece, field piece, or something like that. And shoulder-fired weapons are fairly common. And they're all over the place. And frankly, they're not that difficult to use either.
Get that thing out of here! What?
Yeah.
And then what was after that? Then the boom, right?
Yeah. Brilliant white light.
Oh, Vegas is gone.
Well, the other King series, they said it's supposed to be good. That it actually does follow the book to a certain extent, much more than The Stand did. And The Stand was just I think it was 4 hours. It was a two-part series.
That was made for TV, right?
Yeah, so is this one, which is made for Hulu or whatever. It's made basically for cable, but it's so it's got cursing and shit. But it's 11/22/63. The basic premise of this is that somebody finds a portal by accident that takes them back to the same place and the same instant of time every time, and it resets each time. So he went through the portal, found himself in 1960, October 1960, something like that, in the middle of the street, same town, same general location as where he was in 2016 rather, but he's in 1960. And he goes back home again, and it had reset at exactly the same time, same street scene, same people, and it's always the same, and no one knows him again. It's like just wipe the slate clean, you start all over again. So he cooks up this plan to save President Kennedy from assassination, which is a lot more difficult than it sounds.
Oh, yeah, well, what's involved here?
Problem is he's older, and he gets sick. He can't do it now. He has this elaborate plan set up how to do it, but now all this research, he's gone back dozens of times researching this, researching that, but now he's too sick to do it. So he has to enlist the help of somebody else that he knows, who could do this. And he finds someone, a friend of his, and the guy decides to try it. And this is the story of his adventures and how he manages to live. You go back to 1960, the assassination of 63, you're going to have to live in the early 60s for 3 years. And it's really not that much. I could do it easily enough. You could do it. I mean, we would know how to drive the cars. I mean, there were some things would be a little bit different we'd have to brush up on. One is manners of dress, stuff like that. Getting used to the money, or how much more the money buys, how much less you get paid. Different inflation is far less, things like that. Little shit. And of course, you're going to have a whole lot of knowledge about the future that would help you. If you decide to play the stock market or do a little sports betting or whatever.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Raise sports.
You'd have to be very, very careful. You might get away with it once, but you wouldn't be able to do it over and over again. That would attract a lot of unwanted attention, especially considering back then most sports betting was illegal and you're dealing with the mob, so you want to, limit yourself on that.
A lot of cars out.
Well, I guess people have Christmas parties and shit going on. I remember when I have seen little clips of it on YouTube. The guy said everything tastes better back there. He goes, So he goes back. First, he just goes to the diner. He gets a ice cream sundae or something like that, root beer float. I don't know what it is. We're not worried about cholesterol or sugar or anything else. It's all nice and fresh. It's not everybody's fucking smoking like chimneys. It's just. I've read the book, so I know some of it. The guy's like, what they don't tell you is how the past actually smells. It smells like an ashtray.
Oh, God. Everybody's smoking in the office.
Everybody, everywhere. The barber shop, the fucking supermarket, they're all smoking. A lot of people over there at the diner, too.
Well,
they're open.
Again, you got to plan your spots, for...
A lot of ice on this road.
I see it, man.
And they got salt out. I can see that. There's a lot of ice.
Did they salt us when we left?
Yeah, sometime recently they've salted it. I can see the salt all over it.
right, let me know if Mikey's gonna get you or am I gonna pick you up?
Oh, we'll figure that out
There
with
won't be no
Mike.
dinner confusion because now I know where dinner is.
Yeah. All right, Scott. I'll see you next week then. What are you doing?
That's about as far as I want to go.
Are you kidding me? My fucking Subaru goes to this. Anyway, you're going downhill backing up, so it'd be all right there. Oh, look, it all frosted up. Shit. All right, Scott, let me get all my shit together here. First, let's turn this off.